What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. I came to the studio today because I needed to record some stuff, and I gotta tell you, I miss this place. So honestly, I haven't been here in a very long time, and I think it's been almost 2 months since we had to close down due to what's going on. And you know what, like at the beginning I was very happy, I'm not gonna lie. Not happy of what was happening, but happy to be home, to be able to spend time. It was like a forced vacation, and something that I didn't know I needed until I started having to be home, and you know, realized that wow, I was missing so much time with my family, which made it like so much better to just be able to take that break. Not forgetting that we were supposed to be in for 2 weeks, and everything was cool and everything, right? Like I would tell people, you know what, people, stay home and stay in, don't do house calls, don't do this, don't do that. But we were supposed to be in for 2 weeks, and now it's already 2 months, and you know, we won't be opening until most likely the end of May, beginning of June. So it's been a long time. And you know, for example, like this place has been closed since then. We had to shut down, and it's been closed since then. So you know, like, bills don't stop. Like, you know, you still have to pay the bills, you have to continue doing that. So you know, I feel bad for those barbers that might not have another income, right? Like not everybody does all the things. Some people just, that's all they do is cut hair. That's the only job they have. So oh no, we're way too far. Move this back. So one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this video is because I have seen there's two sides of the story, right? The one side that talks about how, like, staying, you know, like this is killing people, and I 100% understand what's happening, and I 100% agree that if you are in the position to stay home, then obviously do it. I know we get bored, but you know what? It's worse to having to deal with like you being sick or a family member being sick. And if you are getting paid, like if you work from home and all that stuff, then obviously stay in. Too hot. If you're able to stay in, don't judge others for trying to go do what they need to do to, you know, feed their families and, you know, make their money. Every situation is different, and I'm gonna share with you something that I read online, and it's so true. It says that everybody's in a different situation. So some people, we are on the same sea, right? We are all in the same sea. Some people are in a yacht, some people are in a boat, some people are in a ship, some people are suing for their life. So there's no reason, if you are in a better position, to judge those that are not. At the end of the day, the one thing that matters the most is that you are taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your family, and you are following those guidelines that, you know, we need to follow. Because sooner or later, we are going to have to open. I can only talk about my personal reason why I haven't been cutting hair, why I'm not going to cut hair for now until we are fully able to open. And the reason is, honestly, I'm just being selfish because I'm thinking of myself, right? So what I'm trying to say is this. Have you guys know my son, you know, he has a low immune system, so he's a high risk. So thank God, because all the things that I do and all the things that I've been doing for so many years, I'm able to stay home and work from home, right? My main income is not necessarily just cutting hair. I have other means of income. So because I'm in that position, you know, I'm lucky in that sense, and I'm able to protect my family that way, right? But I'm not judging anybody for going to do house calls, for going to, like, you know, go cut hair, like, and you know, in their own house or things like that, you know, because those people have their reasons. Like when quarantine started, and 2 days after, people were like, "Oh, I'm broke. I need to already cut hair." Then we had a problem because, you know, if you're broke after 2 days, like that means you're being very responsible with your money, right? But after 2 months, like most people are gonna start suffering. They're gonna have to, you know, they're gonna max out their credit cards, they're gonna max out their savings. So even people like me, for example, that we save for a rainy day, we are going to start suffering soon. In my case, I said, like, I've been working all this stuff, so I'm lucky in that sense, but not everybody's in that position. And some of the stuff that I do now that people want to start doing right now is stuff that I've been doing for years. So even if you start now, you won't reap those results until years from now. So it's important to not forget that, just because you're in a good position, you don't have to judge other people. And we all know there's two sides of the story, right? There's the other people, right? The barbers that have been talking, and the people, not even just barbers, the people have been talking like, oh, this virus is nothing, this virus is blah, 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 the government is doing this, the government and the conspiracies. You know what? It's everything is cool until somebody from your family dies, right? I know people that have lost both parents to this, parents that were healthy, they were older, but they were healthy. I know people that have lost 5 and 6 members of their family to this virus. So, like if you are what you call a risk taker, right, and you're going outside because you're a hustler and you're making your money, which is great, you shouldn't be judging people that are staying in to protect their family. Just because they're staying in to protect their family doesn't make them any less risk takers, doesn't make them it doesn't make them cowards or anything like that. So there's always a two sides of the story. So my whole point with this video was for you guys to see that, like, we are all in this together, even though many people say no, because at the end of the day, we are all selfish, right? We only think about ourselves. So if you're a barber, if you are a business owner and you're losing money because like you're not making any money, but you have to still pay bills, obviously you're gonna start pushing for, let's open the shops, because honestly, all you want is your barbers to go back to work so you can make your money and you can pay your bills and all that. And also you want your barbers to make their money because they support their families. I get it, right? So think about it. Everybody has a reason why they're saying what they're saying, but most people are not looking at both sides of the story. It's always important to look at both sides of the story. I forgot where I left my bag. So I'm here. I came to the studio because I'm gonna record some stuff. So how you guys know, I've been working on my online academy, which is online education. I started in Spanish just because I saw there was a big void in the education for the Spanish speaking countries, and I wanted to help. I wanted to do my part. So that's what I've been doing for this 2 months. I've been working on that. I've been working on my YouTube. I've been working on other projects that I couldn't do before, and that was the main thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about this video. Was for you guys to realize that as barbers, or as any employee of anything, like depending on the job that you have, like there's other things that you should always be doing. So let's say like you're a barber, right? And you own a business, you're a shop owner, right? You should obviously, your main priority should be your business, right? Not being a barber, being a boss, right? Being the leader, being the business owner, and then being a barber, right? Reason why I'm saying is this, because right now a lot of the business owners that are going through a lot and having a lot of problems and probably gonna end up closing the business are people that were, for example, in the barber industry, there were barbers that happened to own a business. So they actually were self-employed, meaning that they just owned their own job, right? And they were not taking care of the business side, right? A lot of the barbers that I know that are business owners and they own a barbershop and they're doing fine, those are the ones that were taking care of the business. They were running their business as a business and not as a job. And that's why they're in a better position to be able to offer their barbers W-2s, for example, so they can get unemployment and many things like that. So the whole point is this: if you are a business owner, make sure you treat your business as a business and not as a job, right? Second, always remember to make sure that you have a second income, that you are actually finding ways to make more money in other avenues. You shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket, because then when something like this happens, which it probably is going to happen at some point again, maybe not the same thing, but something else is going to happen, because there's always up and downs in life. So when the same thing happens again, you are going to be in a better position. And that's what I hope for barbers now, that barbers become smarter, for example, and start saving their money, and start investing their money, and start doing things the right way, start doing taxes, for example, start doing the main things that everybody as a professional should be doing, right? And also start doing something with the free time. I know a lot of barbers that honestly, like, they spend all their money. Like, they have no money, not because they don't make money, because they spend all their money and things that they like, yes, but it's not gonna bring them anything, especially in times like this, right? So the main point is for you to do all the things. So YouTube, for example, is a great avenue, right? You can do online courses. If you're a professional, you can offer your expertise to somebody that wants to learn. Like, you can for example, work on your social media, and then you can, if you spend enough time on your social media, media and you create a big following, you can work with brands to promote your work and pay you to promote their brand. You can also create your own brand. You can create clothing. You can do so much stuff, and with that money you can invest in other things like real estate and other businesses and things like that that will put you in such a much better position, because at the end of the day, we as barbers, for example, we don't have retirement plans. We don't have any of that are offered from our employees, right? If we don't take care of our own retirement, nobody else is going to. And then you do not want to be the barber that's been cutting for like 40 years and wants to stop cutting hair but can't because there's no savings, there's no retirement, there's nothing. So always remember that we need to take care of our own retirement. And that's the video. I'm going to edit some stuff for YouTube. I will be working in soon. I'm gonna start my English Academy version. It's gonna be completely different than one in Spanish, just because the one in Spanish, just to be able to start from nothing, I divided everything into courses to make sure that everybody was at the same level so they could all grow together. Here in the US, for example, and speaking English speaking countries, we have a lot more education. We have more about ways to get information. So I'm gonna start, yes, very basic, but I'm gonna just make one big course with everything, instead of just divide everything into courses. So stay tuned for that, because it's going to be super fun, and I know it's going to help so many people, and that's what it's about. So right now I'm going to finish editing this video, and I'm going to finish editing a tutorial that I have for you guys. By the way, before I forget, if you guys have suggestions for new videos, new content, I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. I don't want to just do tutorials. I want to do all the stuff because I know I can help with so much more stuff. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave it on the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I have a lot of big surprises coming because I said I've been working like crazy in other projects I've been wanting to do for a while, but I just didn't have the time, but now I do. So stay tuned for those. I'm going to be vlogging a lot more, documenting a lot more, because I know you guys want to see that. I think it's great to, I wish, like, I would have recorded and documented everything that I've been doing for all this time. Didn't think about it, but you know what? I can start now. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So leave me your suggestions in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.